There's no time for me to be happy in any of this equation ever. If I choose happiness, if I decide to be happy, then I can't love the people I love properly, because then I become useless.
Are you like happy?
I wouldn't say I'm unhappy in any way, and I would say I'm happy, yes, but the whole idea of happiness in and of itself is skewed, especially in the masculine frame, because there's so many men who are waking up complaining about the fact they're not happy, which is the strangest mindset I think a man can have. Because as a man, how happy you are has absolutely nothing to do with how you live your life and how you perform and what you need to do. How happy you are is a pointless measurement, so why do you even measure it at all? I would argue that as long as you're not distraught, as long as someone you love didn't die that day, heaven forbid that happens often, let's say a couple of times a decade, besides those days, you should be happy enough to go to the gym and perform and make your money and do what you need to do. Who gives a shit if you're particularly smiley or not? I think it's quite binary. This whole idea of how happy am I is the easiest way for a man to destroy his life. If you're chasing happiness, you're only going to do hedonistic garbage and achieve absolutely nothing important. If you wake up and say, I don't care how happy I am, I want to be proud of myself and I want to make other people proud of me, so I have to do all these things irregardless of how I feel, you're going to have a fantastic life. If you wake up and say, I want to be happy, you're going to chase silly hoes, drugs, and alcohol.
But that's temporary happiness, right?
Well, but how else can you get instant happiness unless it's temporary? To get long-term happiness is something that's only going to come from dedication and hard work, which requires short-term suffering. It's just delayed. So if you're dedicating yourself and working hard for the future happiness, but especially considering the fact that most people are never happy with what they get and you always want more, your life just becomes hard work and dedication and struggle and suffering, and that's what you just exist within, and you don't operate under the paradigm of happy or sad. To me, it's quite binary. It's not a scale of how happy am I. It's just, has something terrible happened today? Am I distraught? No, then I'm happy. It's almost like there's no such thing as cold. It's just an absence of heat. In space, there's no cold. There's just heat or there's no heat. Well, if there's no despair, heaven forbid a family member dies, if there's no despair, then there's only happiness left. I'm happy here. I'm happy in Romania. I'm happy all the time, because unless something truly devastating happens, it's the only frame I operate under. But to me, happiness isn't the giddish, smiling, look at me, I'm happy. That's for children and women. And as a man, truthfully, you get your contentment. I wouldn't even say happiness, but you achieve your contentment through making others happy. I feel content when my children are happy. I feel content when I make my woman happy. I get more from giving than receiving. That's why Christmas is set up the way it is and dad never gets anything. We give. We go to work, we struggle, we make money, we suffer so others can be happy because of us. It's not our job to be happy ourselves. You show me a man who wakes up and says he wants to be happy himself, I'll show you a bitch. Because that's not what you're supposed to do. As a man, you're supposed to wake up and say, all right, my life might be shit. I'm going to suffer. I may be miserable, but every single person I love is going to be happy instead. So you live externally, you live through them, you give them the happiness. Truthfully, if I had to choose between being happy or being competent, if I had to choose between being me with my influence and my competency, but with all of my stress and headache, or being happy as a nobody sitting in the park doing mushrooms, staring at the clouds, I would choose to be me, clearly, because I did. So I think as a man, unless you're competent and capable, no, but let's actually analyze this. Unless you're competent and capable as a man, you're not even prepared. You can't even love anything unless you're competent and capable as a man. This is why, you know, when girls have those loser dudes who are like saying, I love you so much, I love you, and the girl doesn't give a shit that the loser dude's telling her that he loves her. Why is that? Because the female is smart enough to understand on an intrinsic level that as a man, if you have no capability to give her things, if you have no competence, if you have no skills or use case, that your love is completely useless. It's like if you have a brother beside you who says he loves you with all his heart, but he's a complete pussy and he can't fight and you get attacked, what's his love worth? So as a man, if you want to say, I love my wife, I love my children, I love my friends, I love the world, you can only have a love that is valuable if you're competent and you're capable, and you're only going to have that if you suffer. So if you want to have the ability to love other people, if I want to be a person who can wake up and realize I truly love my children, I truly love my woman, then the only way I can do that is to suffer enough to be a man whose love has value. If I wake up and say, I truly love the people I care about, but I want to be happy, so I'm going to go and sit in the field and take mushrooms, well, then my love is completely valueless. Because when they call me and say, there's a problem, Andrew, you love me, fix it, I'm going to say, I can't. And men are nothing but success objects. We are valued by what we can do. We are competency objects. Men are, what can he do? What is he good at? That's all we're measured on, is our capability. I think happiness is the easiest way to destroy your own capability, because you're too busy doing dumb shit. So when you ask me that question, the reason I gave such a long answer is because how happy I am doesn't cross my mind. I wake up and I have things to do. I have bills to pay. There's millions to make. I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to go home, and then I need to train, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff to do. Then I have to fix everybody else's problems. Then I got to talk to my children. Everyone's life is great but mine. Mine's been long, stressful, and busy, and I'm going to go to sleep, and I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do it again. There's no time for me to be happy in any of this equation ever. And if I choose happiness, if I decide to be happy, then I can't love the people I love properly, because then I become useless. I kind of feel like I've had a higher threshold for entertainment, and that has been a blessing and a curse, because you're difficult to please. But if you're difficult to please, you're going to try and achieve amazing things. If you're trying to achieve amazing things all the time, you're going to achieve amazing things. Yeah. If you can wake up and have a cheese sandwich and put on a song from Spotify and be like, today's great, well, then you're never going to do what it takes to go out there and actually be successful. If you wake up and say, I don't care about the food, don't care about the music, don't care about the sports team, don't care about the TV, don't care about any of that, I want a Bugatti, I want a jet, I want to work. So I've never been entertained by these things. I don't find them that interesting. I'm not against them, and I know what a good song is, but I've just got bigger fish to fry. There are full-grown men waking up talking about, oh, you know, I just feel a bit down. You're not a girl and you're not a kid. What do you mean you feel down? Name a period of human history where men were ever happy. Ever. You were either in a field plowing, in a field getting shot, marching at a cannon, sitting home hoping the barbarian hordes don't arrive on horseback to decapitate your fucking wife. When have men ever been happy ever? It's easier than it's ever been. It's easier than it's ever been. You haven't even got to go to war. All you have to do is wake up, not be a dipshit, find some money, buy a half-nice car, get a half-nice apartment. Then you can fuck endlessly. You're still not happy? It's ungrateful to the universe. It's ungrateful to God himself to waste what he gives you. You want to talk about how you end up lucky. And I would argue that I'm a very lucky person. You know, on a long enough time frame, I can't think of a single time I've ever lost. It may look like I'm gonna lose, but in the end, I always seem to win.
You're not a quitter at all.
Bro, I'm not a quitter, I'm a fighter. I will squirm to the last second. You may try and strangle me. I am fighting to the last second. Newsflash, the happiness you felt when you were 5 years old is gone, and it's never coming back. Those Christmas mornings that you enjoyed are gone. You are a grown-up. You are a man. Now, a woman can feel that. You can put a woman on a jet and take her somewhere she's never been, and she can be in love with you, and she can feel it like a kid. Your children can feel it. You can give it to others, but you are never going to feel it yourself. And if you chase it, you're going to end up on drugs, losing everything you've ever cared about. So just forget about happiness. Forget about it. You're not supposed to have it. I will genuinely state, and I state this as a matter of fact, I feel no more happy or sad here in Miami than I did in jail. Perhaps I feel I have more I can get done here. I feel more achieved. I feel less frustrated. True, because I was very frustrated in jail because I was constrained and I had lots to get done. But in terms of actual happiness, the level is basically exactly the same. Nothing's different. I wake up and I have things to do, and I'm going to do them to the best of my ability. Perhaps in jail I'm constrained, it's a little bit harder. I get half an hour on the jail phone, have to talk in code. Here I get a nice iPhone, I can text everything and get it all done. But my happiness is exactly the same. Like, I need to make more money, I need to train harder, I need to be a better person, I need to go spoil my children, I need to spoil my woman, I need to do more amazing things. I feel motivated, I need to do good things. But there are people at home who it won't motivate them, it won't invigorate them, they won't feel lucky, they won't feel grateful, they won't feel blessed, they won't feel anything. You know what they'll do? They'll sit down and go, oh, I don't feel happy. They'll still feel sorry for themselves like they're the main character of this universe. They'll still feel sorry for themselves knowing that people their own age got dragged out of a car and you're still feeling sorry for yourself. Why? Because the bitch left you. Wake up. It's incredible how lucky and how blessed and how fortunate every single person listening to this podcast is. It's actually incredible. All of us. None of you have any struggles that come close to a Ukrainian trench, including me. But still, people don't seem to understand it and don't seem to get off their ass and motivate themselves to want to do something and be better anymore. I don't know what's happened. The spiritual dampening that has been applied to the masculine essence. And when I tell you, get up and go and get rich, here's how you can do it. They don't want to make any money. They don't want to dedicate themselves. They don't want to try. I'd love to go gym, I just need motivation. Motivation isn't real. I don't feel motivated, I just have to do it, so I do it. Discipline is real, there's no such thing as motivation. You're never motivated at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's cold. You're either a pussy or you're not. I want the people to leave the podcast feeling energetic and feeling happy and feeling motivated with fire in their blood. My only reason I talk, the only reason I even say words anymore is to try and make the people who listen to me feel like there's some energy inside of them they can use. That's my objective. So I believe That's the best things I can possibly do with my time. So we'll see how it goes.